Yeah, hello everyone. Am I audible? Yeah, okay. Good evening. So, yesterday I have given a task to you, right? So, all of you done with the task? Yes, Tanuja, you can share your screen and show. Yeah, okay. Who have completed your previous task? Please raise your hands. Okay, only 7 people raised your hands. What about the remaining people? Yeah, it's okay. Now Tanuja is going to share the screen and show the output. So please observe that and make sure you are going to practice it. Okay. So for that purpose only, I asked her to share the screen so that you can understand. Yep. Please execute that code, Tanuja. Am I audible to everyone? Tanuja, am I audible to you? Yeah, please execute the code. The output will be observed by others. Yeah, it's okay, Tanuja. The time is running out, right? So, so let's see the today's task and previous task output later. Yeah, are you getting the output or not? Yeah, this is the output created by the Tanuja, and this is the inline, and this is the block. See the difference between the inline and block. Okay, so Tanuja, you have to create two like two elements so that we can see the inline and block. So that in the block it will goes to the next line, and in the inline it will continue in the same line so that we can see the difference. So you have to put two elements, okay? And this is the relative positioning and fixed positioning. Fixed positioning in the sense, right? It won't like scroll with the part, and the relative positioning in the sense it will scroll. It will move a bit. So this is the inline block. So this is the output of the task which I have given to you previously. Okay, thank you, Tanuja. You can stop your screen share. Okay, let me start screen share. Yeah, is the screen visible to everyone? Yes, okay. Now let's continue with this. Now today's topic is Flexbox. So what is this Flexbox? Why we are using? It's a property for layout. Okay, this is one of the most important concept for using in our modern websites. Okay, we have seen in e-commerce websites, right? There will be a card for each product. So for that alignment, so there will be two products appearing in same row, right? For that alignment and all, for the cards alignment and all, and the navigation bars will be there, right? So for that alignments, so for laying out, like for the layouts, we are going to use this Flexbox. Okay. The Flexbox is a CSS layout app. It's obviously. And why we are using in the sense, it arrange in rows, in columns, with the spacing and with alignment. If we want two elements in a row, then we can align. Okay. So like that, we can align row, we can align column, and with the spacing also we can align them. And we can align center, left, whatever we want, we can align. Especially, we are going to use this in the e-commerce websites because for placing of two cards, three cards in a row. So these are done by Flexbox only. So Flexbox is used to align elements easily. So that is the purpose of Flexbox. Okay. Now we can make the items side by side using this flex box. As I have told you, right, we can make the alignment center too, and we can add spacing easily and create responsive layouts. Okay, so first there will be a flex container for this, and there will be a flex items for this. So this is a flex container. First, we have to create a container, and then we have to create the items so that we can apply the property to all these items which is in a container. Okay, so div is a container, right? So for that purpose we have used here div. And first, make parent element a flex container. So here I have to use flex to the container class, in the sense div part. Okay, here I am going to use class selector for applying this properties. See carefully. So first, how can we apply this flex? In the sense, the syntax is display equals display and flex. We have to mention like this in the CSS code. Display is the property and flex is the value. If we are going to mention flex, there will be a proper alignment into the center, and it will give the elements in a row with proper spacing. So that is the use of this flex. So it looks good, right? So now let's see the div, how it's going to be worked. So here I have used HTML code, and I have used div tag, and I have named it with a class attribute like a container. So in that, I have mentioned div tags. Like I want a HTML block and CSS block and JS block. So for this, I have applied a display flex for what? For container selector. In the sense, for this whole block, I have applied this display flex property. Flex property we have applied here. So the output will be in the same row only with the proper spacing and within the center only. Okay, here there will be two roles in this flex. One is a parent and the other is a child. One is a flex container and the other is flex items. So let me show which is the flex container and which is a like elements here. So this is the flex container. This div block is a flex container, and these are the flex items. Okay, and now, so I have shown you, right? I will show the output later. So first listen the theoretical part of this. Okay, we can use a width and height also. It will gives accordingly. And also why this flexbox is used. I have told you right for the cards purpose, for the product layout purpose, for aligning buttons and two. So this is the main use of this flexbox. Okay. Now let's see another property, that is justify content. Why we are using justify content? So I think so you have listened this justify, right? Justify word. Okay, let me know how many of you know justify and how many of you used justify feature in the word. So what is the justify, what does it mean? I want response from you guys, please. What is justify? Anyone can reply. Not that, not that, I'm not asking in the English vocabulary, right? I'm just asking about the justify property, which is in the word, which is a feature. So it is an alignment. Okay, correct. What does that alignment make? Yeah, Sunita, what does that alignment make? Text formatting style. Yeah, okay. Align text either in left or right edges. Alignment in main axis. Okay, let me tell. In the Word document, the justify field is used for making the lines that is equal. Like if I have written a paragraph, right, it will be unequal. One line should be ended one point, and the other line should be ended in other point. But I want to make this two lines ending in the same point. Right, let me show you how it will be. See, I have written CSS user used for styling or designing, designing web pages. HTML for structuring. See, these look uneven, right? When I'm going to justify this, if there will be any paragraph, it will be look good. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. I'll make this as a this part is interesting. It is all already in justified only. See, previously it will be uneven. It look not good. So let me remove this justify. Then you can observe. It will be either centered, right, or else in a left part, in a left aligned. But when I have used justify, it will. See, it is not getting. If we are going to write any paragraph in a uneven lines, see, it is ended at one point and it is ended at one point, right? So, while making these lines equal and look good, it will be used, this justify used for the alignment purpose only, but to look even, to make the lines even, like rows even, we are going to use this text part. So here what does justify content mean in the sense, so this is an attribute which is going to use for the horizontal alignment. Okay. So here we are going to use justify content for horizontal alignment. It controls the horizontal alignment of the, alignment of the elements. So if I'm going to use flex start, then it is going to start from the left side. So if I'm going to use center, like justify content center, here if I'm going to use start, then it is going to use it is start from the elements start from left side. And if I'm going to use this value as a center, then it is going to align in the center. And if I'm going to use flex end, then it is going to start from the right side, not from the left side, start from the right side. And the space between, in the sense, it is going to give the spacing between the elements equally. And space around, in the sense, it will give the spacing around the element, not equally. Okay, not equally, but it's going to give the space around. Okay. So that is the part of justify content. Why we are using just justify content? To for the horizontal alignment. So likewise, here we are using align items. So this is used for vertical alignment. So vertical alignment. Justify content is used for horizontal alignment. Here, align items content is used for vertical alignment. So this will controls the vertical alignment in the sense likewise. So if we are going to use flex to start, then it is going to start from top onwards. If we are going to use flex center, then it will display in the center. And if we are going to use flex end, then it is going to display from bottom. So this is the use of this align item. So the syntax of this align item property is, we are going to use align items property and we are going to use the value. So here whatever the value I can give. Okay. If I want the content should be from the top onwards, then I will give start, flex start. If the content should be in the center only, then I will give middle. So like that, whatever I want, I can give the value accordingly. Okay. This is the part of align items. So container, here I have used an example for you, right? So here I have used display content and for that I have used flex also. So first I have mentioned the height 300 pixels. Then I am going to give the align items. So it will display in the center. So the items will be moved to the center. If we are going to remove this align center, align item center, no, it won't display in the center itself. Okay. Now, let's see the gap property. Why here we are going to use this gap property in the sense it creates a space between the flex item. If we are not going to mention, see, we have for using flex, we can give space between equally. But if we want the spacing as much we want in the sensor, we can use 20 pixels, 100 pixels, whatever we want, we can use using this gap property. So if we are going to give this gap property and the value, the space is given accordingly, okay, between the boxes. Now, why gap is better? Because instead of margin, so margin in the sense what? The spacing between the border and the outside of the border. So that is margin, right? So instead of using this margin, we can use this gap. It will be clean and easier. Okay. So now let me know that first, have you understand about the Flexbox? Let me know. Have you understood about the Flexbox? Why we are using Flexbox? Yeah, Tanuja, please unmute yourself. and tell why we are using Flexbox. Anuja, please unmute yourself.
Ma'am, it provides an efficient way to align and distribute space among items.
Yeah,
Ma'am.
yeah, okay, okay, yes, that's the right answer. Thank you. You can mute yourself. Yes, Anifa, how we are going to use this Flex? Like, what is the syntax? Yeah, Shafia, do you want to tell? You have raised your hand.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, tell.
Yeah, we use a display,
Yeah,
colon, and flex.
yeah, display is a property and flex is a value.
Yeah,
So, yeah, why we are using this flex?
flex is used to align and distribute the space among items, ma'am. Like,
Yeah, for the alignment purpose and giving the space and all, we are going to use. Okay. Now, what are the real-time uses for this flex? Where can we use them?
um, when we want to arrange something like in tables or in rows or columns, we can use these flexes.
Yeah, that's okay, but I'm asking a real-time example. Like I have told you, right? Where we are going to see them, where we are going to use them. Yeah, it's okay. We are going to use them in a e-commerce websites. Like we have to arrange products right in a row, like a
Yes, ma'am.
box. Yeah. For that purpose, yeah, mainly we are going to use in a e-commerce websites, and we are going to use for cards, layouts, and all. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
navigation bars. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shafia.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You all understood about the flex. What about the justify content? Have you understood about the justify content? Yeah, let me know, please. Yeah, okay. Sharp, you understood. What about the remaining? Please respond. I won't ask questions. You know, it's a horizontal organization. Yeah, okay. Thank you for the justification. Yep, yep. Okay, you have understood about the justify content too. And have you understood about the align items? Align items? Yeah, you also understood about the align items. Okay. What about the gap property? Have you understood about the gap property? See, why I'm asking you in each content, have you understood individual content in the sense those properties are very, very important which are going to be used in a real time. Okay, that's why I'm asking you individual topic wise. Okay, so have you respond for the gap? Have you understood the gap property? Let me know. Please respond, guys. Yeah, okay, thank you. Now let's see the execution of this code, right? See, I have written a code for this purpose. See, why I'm going to use the style in the head section only here? Because I'm creating a single web page only, right? So it is enough if we are going to use a style tag in the head section. So I'm using this. Don't bother, the ma'am is not showing how to use the external CSS in the. So we are going to discuss in the next classes. Don't bother. So here I am using internal CSS only because we are going to like display only single page, right? So that's why I'm using only internal CSS. Don't bother. So here. As usual, I have mentioned the CSS part in the head section. First, let's see the HTML part. Then we go to the CSS part because we have to know first what is the structure of the web page. Then we can see what are the styles applied for that specific. Okay. So here I have used a heading like a Flexbox example. That's okay. And here I have created a div block. So for that I have named a class that is a container, and in that I have created three div blocks, which is a HTML and CSS and JS, and I have gave the class name for three of them as a box only. So here I am going to apply the same stylings for these three, and I'm going to apply for this block. In this block, we are having three elements. These are the child elements and these are the parent element. Okay, in that parent element only these child elements are there. Okay, first let's see what are the stylings we have applied here. See, this is the display flex box. Let's remove all this and then we can execute. Using this flex, what we can give the alignment, right? Let's see how it will be. See, this will gives an alignment. So which is in a row, right? It creates a box like a element. So this is the proper alignment which is in a row. Okay. So for this alignment purpose, we are going to use this flex. Okay. And now I'm going to apply justify content. See, let's see how it will be. See, if I'm using justify content, so it will be aligned to center because it takes a horizontal alignment, right? So it was aligned into center. Observe that it previously it is having here and it will move to here because justify content is a row alignment like a horizontal alignment, so it is aligned to center. Okay, so why it is aligned to center only in the sense here I have given center. If I want from start, then I can flex hyphen start. See how it will be. See, in that row itself, it moves to start. Means here I have mentioned start should be the like starting point. The left alignment should be the starting point. So it is started from the left side. So that's how we are going to apply the justify content, which is used for horizontal alignment. Let's make it center only. Now I'm going to give. See, previously it is upside, right? Now it is in the center, like it is came down. Previously it is in the top of the like this block, and it's now came to center, like vertically it came to center. Previously, it is in the top of this gray color block. So now it comes to the center. Why it comes to the center in the sense? Here we have given align items center. Here we have given the value center. That's why it is came down and it is presented in the center. So if you want align horizontally in the center or horizontally in the bottom or at top any element, so we are using here align items. That is the purpose of here using align items. So if I want, like if I want flex end control S, then I can see. See here, previously it is in the center of the block. Now it came to bottom of the block, this gray color block. Okay, have you understood? And now we are going to use this space. Finally, we are going to use space property. How it's going to be work. See, if I have applied space here, there will be 20 pixels. Okay, so this is the use of this like gap property. I think have you all understood about it? So if here I'm going to give 50 pixels and control S, see the gap will be increased. We can give the value whatever we want there. Okay. So that is the purpose of using gap there. So if we are having product cards, right? If they won't be having a spacing between them, it will look good. Do it will good? No. So that's why we are using these properties to look good. So to make more attractive. So we are using these properties and all. Especially we are going to use these properties in the e-commerce websites, layouts, navigation bars, cards and all. So that's the point today. So I hope you all understood. So this is the part. And let me see what are the stylings applied for these contents. So let me explain once we can revise, right? So I have given the width and height. We have to mention the width and height of this block, right? So that's why the HTML block and CSS block, JSS block, JS block are in a like in a border. So here we have applied border too for displaying the border for that contents. And the border should be in a 2px solid line blue color. That's why it is in the blue color. See, it is a 2px borderline which is in a blue color. And we have given a background color for that specific element also. So here we have given light blue for the background color. That's why it appears like that. And the width and height in the sense it will take for this block like width and height. So these are the properties used for this. And font size in the sense the HTML, CSS, JS are appearing in the box, right? For that content, if we want the font size increase or decrease, then we are going to use this font size properties with the required value. Okay. Text align center in the sense to align the text in the center of that box, we are going to use this text align property. So I hope you have all understood about this concept today. Guys, please respond. Anyone can unmute, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So have you so have you get the difference between Flexbox and why justify content, why alignment content, why align items difference, why we are using gap? Have you get the difference? Yeah, okay. Yeah, now you guys will execute the code. So I'm going to give just 5 minutes because It is just a block, right? You have to create a container. In that, you are going to create like a box. You're going to create the boxes, right? So for that purpose, I'm giving only 5 minutes for you. You have to complete it by 6:20, and I'll ask you to share the screen. So first, create a block. In that, create the elements. So whatever the colors, borders you want, you can apply. And mainly, you have to apply the properties which I have taught you today. Okay, then only you can get the difference. So are you doing? Everyone, please respond. Are you doing the task? Yeah, Shafia. Will you please share the screen, Shafia, so that everyone can see how to execute and all. Yeah, your screen is visible. Yeah, click on allow this time. Allow this time. Allow this time. Oh, you have already completed the part, right? So you have used external CSS. That's good. Yeah, okay. Show your HTML file first. Show your HTML file. So this is the HTML file she's going to handle, and you have to observe one thing here. So she has used external CSS, right? So she linked her like cont.css using the link tag. I have told you, right? In the head section, first you have to mention the link tag and rel as a style sheet, and h reference in the sense whatever the css file you are going to create for the styling of this html file, you have to mention that part there. So she mentioned cont.css. In that she have written all the styles. So observe that. So this is the external css part, and open the css part, Shafia. So this is the CSS file she have created with the .css extension, and in that she used the class selector for both, as I have used. Okay, this is how we are going to use the external CSS. I'll also tell, but she have already tried it, right? So you have to observe those things, and you also can practice that. Okay. So Shafia, will you please show the output clearly? So please mention the background color for like parent container too, so that they can observe the output clearly. So first minimize that. Yeah, you have to mention the parent for the parent. Yeah, there only background color, whatever the color you want, you can give. Okay. See, that is the block she have created. And in that box 1, box 2, box 3 are the elements, child elements. So these are the blocks which are created by her using the display flex, gap, and justify content and align items. So for the justify content and align items, she gave center value. So the boxes are displayed in a center part. So this is the total output of this class. Okay. I hope you all understood about this class. So what about the remaining people? Have you got the output and have you got how to execute this? Yeah, Sunita, your turn. Okay. Nandini also. Tanuja, okay. What about the remaining people? Yeah, Narmada, okay. See, very few people are responding. You have to practice, then only you will get an idea of this theoretical classes. So, only listening theory is not learning for this technical part. Okay, you have to practice. Yeah, thank you, Shafia. You can stop the screen share. Yeah, let me know. Have you understood this? And do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts? If you are having any doubts, please let me know. Please, at least mention in the chat box itself. Okay, okay. Who are not having doubts should raise your hands. Raise your hands. Who are not having doubts? Who are not having doubts should raise their hands. What about the remaining people? What about the remaining five people? Like, no, remaining four people. What about the remaining four people? Do you have any doubts? 13 people raised their hands. Janu, who is Janu? Janu, do you have any doubts? Jahnavi, are you having any doubts? Then why are you not responding to me? And you haven't raised your hand too? Are you having any doubts? If you are having any doubts, just feel free to ask me. No need to worry. And Yashwant, okay, you guys not having any doubts, right? So please make sure you're going to execute this task because it will be very helpful to boost up your technical skills. So make sure you're practicing them all. So you guys are not having doubts, right? So shall we wind up the session? If any one of you having the doubts, just stay in the meeting. Otherwise, the remaining people can exit from the meet.